What's up, my man? As you can see, I listened to this beat a little bit and set it up in my Ableton here, so I can like kind of break it down. But the initial thing I heard on this, because I see a lot of like potential for this as a beat. Hopefully everything I say can kind of translate into all other beats you're gonna make. But like for this one in particular, I think that the one thing that was holding it back for me the most was the structuring of the beat itself. I couldn't really tell what was supposed to be an intro, a verse, a hook, and how it's supposed to loop. So that's why I kind of chopped these different bits up into different colors. So like this part, I can't tell if this is an intro or how the beat actually starts. And then there's green parts where the kick comes in. So the idea how you have it set up so that the kick is dropping later on in the beat to kind of pick it up is I think right, because it picks up the energy, but I can't tell if it's doing that in the verse or if that's becoming a hook part of the beat. Because it is, one sound throughout the whole beat, so it does need to switch up somehow in order to keep the interest and grab my or any rapper's attention, is to have the beat kind of switch up in different ways, because it's a straightforward beat. It doesn't have a lot going on, so whatever is going on needs to really be important and add to the song structure in some kind of way. So if some really the kind of structure that we kind of stick to is like 12 bars for a verse and 8 bars for a hook. So if you want to start the beat with like a 4-bar intro and then 12 bars of what could be a verse and then 4 bars for a hook, and having them be noticeably, it could be similar and have the same melody, but have something change where I know which part is which. So sometimes when we make beats, we'll have it so that the part where the kick drops, like the verse will, and then the kick will kind of pick up into the hook, or the kick can, depending on the other instruments, pick up the energy during the verse and then have the hook drop a little bit differently. So I would just concentrate on the structure kind of the most, because I could hear like one of our younger artists, G2, for example, like he loves simple beats, and Playboy Cardi loves simple beats, stuff that's just one sound the whole time. But you still got to grab their attention somehow. And another way to do that too is the way that you drop the kick in and out. For different parts, you can use your hi-hats in the same way. So your hi-hats kind of were just the whole beat. The hi-hats don't switch up from this at all. And back to the structure too. It's nice having a breakdown here, but I don't really understand how it connects back into the rest of the beat. So I would, if I was recording this beat with somebody, I would be grabbing parts of this and copying and pasting different parts of the beat around to different places to try to like make sense of how the beat actually goes. So I'd have an intro and then have it drop into the verse. You could already see where that makes a difference. So just having it kind of structured different ways, maybe even dropping, you can even drop out the beat and just go to the strings and kind of create that suspense a little bit that something else is about to happen. So now, so if you do things like that, so you can see this is like 4, 4, 4, and 4. So this could be a 12 right here. And just because I switched up this last little bit, I know that something's about to change. I know that I need to change up my flow and my style so that after these 12, the next 8 are going to be the hook. Okay. So like that would be the hook part right here now. So if I was recording on this beat with somebody, that's kind of what I would end up doing to arrange the beat so that it makes sense to us and what we need to be doing and how we need to be letting vocals on it. So anyways, that's for the structure. You know, just concentrate on that. Listen to a lot of beats, different songs, you know, kind of start to figure that out. And then like I said, with the hi-hats, definitely try switching them up. Now, if it's different notes and rolls, like I'll show you, I got my hi-hats on the piano roll here so that they, you know, are chopped up, have some variation. This is just a beat that I made, you know, whatever. But, you know, doing different things just to make them a little bit more sauced up. Now, you can have it just straightforward for parts, but then the way that the kick drops, you have the hi-hats drop in a different way. It'll add that variation where you can have a really simple one sound beat, but have the drums kind of carry the energy. And you know, some other little sauce you could do on the hi-hats too is I put like effectrics on there, and it like creates like little rolls and kind of helps keep it, give it some energy, or make the hi-hat sound a little different than just a straight up the whole time. And then the actual main sound itself, like, it's a cool sound. It could be brought out a little more in terms of the actual mix of the beat. Because overall the levels are cool. I wouldn't say there's anything like drastically wrong to my ear. I kind of like the way it sounds actually. But the main thing would be to kind of bring the strings out in some sort of way. Because the strings don't jump out of the speaker and are kind of low in the track. So even if you do something simple, I wouldn't do too much to the sound, but I tend to saturate a lot of my sounds that are like that to bring them forward. So this is like a guitar amp, which I don't know which software you use, if it's Fruity Loops or if it's Logic or Ableton, whatever it is. Just some sort of saturator or amp can make a big difference in the sound. So I have this, what kind of sound? I think it's a flute. So without anything, it's kind of flat. But when I add just the saturation and kind of EQ it a little bit, it makes it present in the mix a lot more. So this is supposed to be, but you can hear the difference. Like if I didn't have that saturation on there, the sound gets lost in the beat. Like it could be cool like this, but it sounds a lot more forward and present and grabs my attention a lot more when it has like some sort of saturation on it. So it wouldn't, drastically change the sound at all, except for that it would bring it forward and really like grab somebody's attention more and kind of separate it from the drums and the rest of the beat, make it more three-dimensional. Because whatever you can do to kind of trick people's ears into immersing them into a beat or into a song or any music is going to help make people feel a part of it or just entranced by it. There's songs I listen to that are mixed really well, like a lot of songs off like Dirty Sprite 2 by Future, like what song is it? Diamonds Dancing on What a Time to Be Alive by Drake and Future. Like I absolutely love the way that's mixed, and it really like immerses you in the sound. If you feel like you're in the room with the music instead of just hearing the beat. So doing a lot of little things like bringing out certain elements in the right way, like with that saturation and space will help to just grab the listener's ear, whether that's somebody just listening to the beat or a rapper or the people hearing the whole song after somebody raps on it. And then, you know, if you wanted to add a sound to the beat, like some sort of appreciated sound that's not a long sound. So like something kind of short that doesn't drown out, like the synth is slow and low, but have something that goes some sort of counter melody, like with an appreciator synth could help lively it up. But I mean, as I listened to the beat before doing this video, like I really did kind of hear somebody like G2, you know, Sizzle would like it depending on the day, who knows, but somebody like G2, if you look him up, would like this, or somebody like Cardi would like something like this, but it would still need the variation in the drums and kind of better structuring to really grab their ears to want to hop on it. So I would be able to chop it up for them if they heard it, you know, with what I got, but it would be a lot easier from the jump, and you could send it straight to rappers that might like it more if you're able to kind of structure it for them and actually be the producer. So, you know, you're giving them a format to do the song to versus just kind of giving me like Legos to build with here. You know, it's nice to have some direction there, because the format before was just kind of like I couldn't tell exactly what's going on, like where this breakdown comes in. It's nice to have a breakdown, but I just didn't see where it fit into the structure of the rest of the song. But like I said, I do like it and a lot about it. So if you do change something to this, I wouldn't normally do this, but my email is 808maxlord@gmail.com. So if you fix this up, send it to me. I'll definitely actually, like I said, I want G to rap on this. Sizzle might too. So send it back through, my man.